Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to One Punch Man, Season 2, Episode 3. So we're here with another episode of One Punch Man, and I'm excited, because so far it's been fantastic this season. Yeah, despite the unimportant dip in quality with the art and animation, the story and characters have been top of their game. And honestly, again, even the art and animation is still good, like very good. It's just not on Madhouse level. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where they go with this. And I think that it'll continue to be one of the best out there in terms of shonen and comedy anime. Now, I don't know exactly where this is going to go. We've already gotten a bit with Garo, our current main villain, but I don't think he's going to be a huge driving force quite yet. I think they're just kind of setting him up at the moment. So I don't know exactly what they're going to actually do at the moment. Maybe continue to put together this like little squad they've got going with Saitama. And we have King, we possibly have Fubuki now. There's obviously already Genos and Silverfang. You could kind of count him, I guess, considering he's a friend and ally to Saitama. And in the opening, we do see that there's a bunch of them standing together, so it might be kind of leading to that. I'm excited to find out either way. Maybe even Tatsumaki will join in. I mean, she is shown with them in the opening as well, and I just want to see more of her because she's my favorite character. But we'll see. We'll see. Otherwise, I have no idea where this is going to go at the moment. Like I said, the setup for Garo, I think, is just set up at the moment. They're not really doing anything with it yet. And right now, that's kind of the only big thing, because Episode 1 had King, Episode 2 has Fubuki. Maybe this episode will have another one. Maybe this one will have Tatsumaki. Or maybe Silverfang, even. One of those two. But, yeah, it almost kind of feels like that's what these episodes are doing right now. Obviously, we've only had 2 episodes so far, but both of those 2 episodes had a new ally coming forth and kind of, in a way, aligning themselves with Saitama. Or at least desiring to, in the case of Fubuki. And, of course, they've both covered, like, with Sonic and Garo and all as well. So it's like, I think this episode might be the same. I think that's kind of what they might be doing, setting up this alliance. Not like a full-blown team or anything, like Fubuki was kind of trying to do with the Blizzard group, but, like, just an alliance. Because I think that'd be something that Saitama would be more game for. Because in the last one, he even said that there's nothing inherently wrong with alliances. He just noted that he doesn't want to work for someone, and notably Fubuki, because she was the one who came to try and recruit him. She doesn't want to. He doesn't want to serve under someone. But I don't think he'll have an issue with aligning himself with others. I mean, he's already done so. With Genos, and I don't think he'll have an issue with that, as long as the focus of the group is still to do good and fight evil. Because that does definitely seem to be a big thing for him, as we, again, saw last episode. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see exactly what new stuff they can do. And so we're just going to get on with it. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts, and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we will begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. That ended in the perfect way. So throughout this entire episode, we see Garo destroying all these people. Not killing them, luckily enough, but destroying all these people. We see him take out the likes of the tank top heroes, including the S-Class Tank Top Master. We see him take out Moomin Rider, though to be fair, it's Moomin Rider. He's not hard to take out, let's be honest. He's awesome and I love him. He's a precious little being, but he's not that strong. We see him even take on Golden Ball and Spring Mustachio from season 1. I definitely remember them. And he's just taking everyone out with pretty much the greatest of ease. All these heroes, and he's kind of framing it as hunting. He's hunting down these heroes in order to become a stronger monster, basically, to become more monster-like. And it reminds me of something, and I just can't think of what. Like, it specifically reminds me of something else I saw, where, like, the villain is, like, hunting down the heroes or whatnot. I can't think of what it was. Yeah, for the life of me, I just cannot think of it. I don't know. But either way, throughout, like I said, the entire episode, we see how he's destroying all these. And then at the very end, he he loses so fucking badly to Saitama. And it's not even really a fight. It's just like, he sees Saitama, he thinks Saitama's talking to him, and so he attacks. He attacks Saitama, it does nothing. And Saitama basically does the same thing to him, because Garo had chopped him in, like, the shoulder neck area, like, right there. And so Saitama does the same thing to him, but obviously Saitama holds back because he's not trying to kill him. He's just basically trying to knock him out. Saitama does the same thing, and Garo is down. Now, we know this isn't, like, going to be anywhere near the end, but I don't think we're, I don't think, I said at the beginning in my pre-thoughts that I don't think we're, like, really getting into play with, Garo yet. Like, we're just still setting things up, and I still kind of stand by that. Even though Garo was a massive focus of this episode, I still don't think he's going to be, like, as big of a thing quite yet. They're building to him. They're continuing to show his power, but I think with this loss to Saitama, we're going to kind of move away from him at this point. At least to some degree. He's still probably going to be a focus to at least a little bit of a degree here and there. And I might be completely wrong, but I think we're going to start moving away from that for a little. But yeah, so next time, Saitama is going to be entering this martial arts tournament while pretending to be Chiranko. And that explains the opening, because in the opening it does show Saitama wearing a martial arts gi and the wig, and it says Chiranko with a question mark next to it. And I was always like, wait, what the fuck is going on there? And I'm like, it was clear, it's clearly Saitama. But it's like, Chiranko? And it's like, what? And when I first saw the opening, I didn't realize, like, I didn't remember who Chiranko was at that point. But yeah, I definitely remember now and everything. And it's like, and not just because he was a focus to a point in this episode. I did remember who he was. But yeah, it's just like, that's going to be interesting. Because he's going to have to massively hold back, obviously. Because he doesn't want to out himself. And at the same time, it's like, he doesn't know martial arts. So, what's going to happen here? But yeah, I like how early on in the episode, it's like, we see Saitama just hanging out with everybody else. We see everybody in his room together while they're talking, while Chiranko's telling them about Garo. King is there. He's playing video games. Fubuki's just eating some snacks. And Saitama and Genos are listening to Chiranko and all. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like what I said. They're kind of forming this group, almost. And I don't think they're like, again, they're not actually going to do a legitimate group, because Saitama wouldn't really fall in line with that. they're just kind of becoming friends in a way, in which case they're also going to be allies of each other, so that they're eventually going to work together. They're going to work as a team, but not as like a group. You know what I mean. They're going to work together. They're going to work in tandem rather than serving under one of them. And that definitely is implied by the opening as well. But it's interesting because are they going to have to do that to face off against Garo? It's kind of unclear at the moment. And speaking of Garo, I mentioned it during the reaction, but I want to bring it up here again as well. Garo has personality, and I really enjoy that. I like how he's not just a scary, intimidating monster of a man. I mean, he is. He very much is a scary, intimidating monster of a man. But he's also, he's funny. He's sarcastic. He's witty. He has personality and character to him, and it helps him stand out. He's not just your typical monster of the week kind of villain. He has some depth to him, and he seems like a real person. Like he's just a regular guy who just happens to admire monsters and want to be one, which is really interesting. I wonder if there's a reason for that. If there's some kind of reason he wants to be like monsters rather than heroes. Is it something because of his past with Silverfang? I don't know, but there's a lot that's kind of really building up with this. And speaking of Silverfang, we met his older brother, who is also in the opening. And I was wondering who that was. We did see in the opening, there's another guy who the opening refers to as Bomb. So we have Bang and Bomb. All right. Bomb is apparently his older brother. We don't know by how many years. But he also seems to be a lot more of the stereotypical old martial arts master archetype in terms of his appearance. And we know he's going to be exceptionally skilled. He and Silverfang are looking for Garo. They're doing a hunt of their own, you could say. And I'm really interested to see where that goes and when they'll end up joining forces with Saitama in that. Maybe it'll be surrounding this martial arts tournament, since that would make sense. And we still haven't seen Tatsumaki, which I'm sad about. I'm sad that we still haven't seen her at all in this season. Again, outside of like that little glimpse of her we saw with Fubuki's motivations and all last episode. But we haven't actually seen her in current day. We haven't actually seen her in a scene. It's just kind of like she was mentioned, basically. And I want to see her. She's my favorite character. And it's weird. It's weird as fuck. I don't think I've talked about it that much, but I don't like tsundere characters in general. I've actually never been a fan of the tsundere character archetype. I think it's stupid, and it's just ridiculously unenjoyable. It comes across as annoying more than anything. And yet, for some reason, there are always a couple of tsundere characters that I just gravitate to. And Tatsumaki is one of them. I don't even know what it is about her, because she doesn't have like an amazing amount of character to her. She hasn't had a lot of screen time in the first season and the OVAs, compared to at least a lot of the other characters. I don't know what it is. I mean, I do like her sassy personality, sure, because it's not like complete yandere. It's not like, or tsundere, not yandere. It's not complete tsundere. It's not like it's not as basically generic as it could be. And at the same time, I love her design. Like, she is cute as a button. I love her powers. I've always actually been a fan of Esper powers. It's always been really interesting to me. And I don't know. I love the fact that she is the number 2 hero. Or no, number 3, sorry. Or is it number 2? Is she number 2 or 3? Either her or her and Silverfang. One of them is number 2, one's number 3. I think she's number 2. Let's see. Tatsumaki. She is number 2, okay. Yeah, she's number 2, which means Silverfang is number 3. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I wanted to be sure. So yeah, she's the number 2 hero of the S class. Basically, the number 2 hero of the entire hero organization. And it's like, she shows that she deserves that rank. And I just have to wonder what the guy in first, in rank 1, is like to be stronger than her. But yeah, I just really want to see her return. And she's in the opening, so we know she's gonna. But it's like, she's a really popular character from what I've seen too, so I don't think she's going to be gone for long. We're just focusing on kind of bringing all these characters together in a way. Now, my prediction in my pre-thoughts was that like these episodes were kind of bringing together this group and all, and they have been, but this one really didn't, because Silverfang was a noteworthy focus here, but he didn't really join forces with Saitama, nor did any of the others that Saitama talked to. Tank Top Master, Moomin Rider. Moomin Rider has shown that he's kind of like a friend of Saitama, but he's not really joined that pseudo alliance, really. No one new really did. I wouldn't even count Chiranko as having done so. So I'm not really sure exactly where this is going to go or how the pacing is going to be with all of it. But either way, I did really enjoy this episode. Like, this was really good. I like the focus on Garo. I like how I love how it ended, as I mentioned. Just the fact that the entire episode, we see Garo being just this unstoppable machine. And then at the end, he's just taken out so freaking easily by Saitama. That's beautiful. That is beautifully done. And yeah, seeing Fubuki now hanging out with Saitama and Genos as well as King and all, it's great. There was a lot of good stuff. Oh, and the bananas. I almost forgot about the bananas. Oh, that was so random as fuck. Saitama's visiting them in the hospital, visiting Moomin Rider. He has just a bunch of bananas, and then he starts eating one, and he offers bananas to everyone else. And it's like, what? Why? I mean, sure, bring something for a person in the hospital. Yeah, of course. But you would think like you'd bring flowers or something, or just something else. You wouldn't think, like, I'm just gonna give you a bunch of bananas. What? And then he's offering one to everyone else, and it's like, what is going on here? It was so random. And I know. Saitama is a pretty charismatic, kind of weird dude. He is. But what? But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this episode. And it just continues to prove that this is still One Punch Man. And I'm going to keep drilling that in, people. The art and animation may have taken a little bit of a dip because of a different studio, but it's still the same show. It's still the same great comedy, same great action, same great just everything. This is what I expected Season 2 to be, even before it was announced that it would be taken on by a different studio. Again, the only difference is the art and animation. There is nothing else. Maybe the music isn't as good. Maybe the music, but that's negligible. Just as negligible as the art and animation. So yeah, either way, tell me in the comments below what you thought of this episode of One Punch Man Season 2. And thank you all so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.
And though you've come through many obstacles,